What's going on, everyone? I'm back again for another quick video. In this video I just kind of wanted to show you this new little gadget I got today in the mail. It's the Captains of Crush #2 gripper. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with grip training or grippers, hand grippers, but this is something I've kind of been interested in off and on for about the last 5, 6, 7 years, somewhere in there. As I've talked about in some of my other videos, I was a big high school wrestler. I love wrestling. I love grappling. I just love competing man to man with other people. I love the challenge of that. And for me, grippers were really helpful because it gave me a bit of an edge against some of those more difficult opponents. Because grip strength is really key in wrestling. It's really key in any combat sport, really. But I've only done wrestling, so I just know that in wrestling, I remember once I started using these things, it just people would even comment on how strong my fingers were and whatnot, how strong my grip was. So it definitely gave me a bit of an edge in my game. So that's kind of what got me into these. And then another thing I really like about grippers and grip training is you can take these on a plane with you. You can take them in the car. They're really an all-around thing that you can just bring literally in your pocket somewhere, and they go wherever you go. It's such a convenient way to train your forearms and train your grip. And I've always respected someone with a strong, powerful grip. As you guys know, I do construction for a living. I've done a lot of manual labor. I'm always working with my hands. So for me, grip strength just kind of goes along with hard work. It goes along with good character. It's just a lot of the people that I've looked up to in my life, a lot of my wrestling coaches or whatever, a lot of these older guys, they always just seem to have this really powerful crushing grip that would like pretty much hurt my hand if I ever shook their hands or if I was ever wrestling with them. They just had this extremely powerful grip, and I always admired that. So one thing that kind of drove me to start training with these was just being inspired by people like that. But anyway, I'll try to get it to focus a little bit for you. This is the Captains of Crush #2 gripper. This offers about 197 pounds of resistance. To close this thing, about 197 pounds. I've owned the 2.5 Captains of Crush for about a year right now, or for about a year now, but that one's a little bit too tough for me. It's not impossible for me to close it, but that's like something where I'm grunting, I'm really, really straining to get that closed, and I have to use one hand's holding the camera, so I can't really demonstrate, but I have to use a braced grip. I'll actually try to set the camera down so I can actually show you guys what I mean here. What I mean by a braced grip is where I'm closing the gripper and I keep my thumb here. And that allows me to get it closed a little bit easier. And that's kind of a technique I use on grippers that are a little bit more challenging. It's just a way to help me get used to the new weight. But anyway, guys, this came in the mail today, the Captains of Crush #2. I have used heavy grippers before. There's another big brand out there called Heavy Grips. I have the 200-pound Heavy Grip, which is kind of my warm-up gripper. But I would definitely recommend Captains of Crush over Heavy Grips. A couple of things about Captains of Crush is they're harder to close. They're more spread apart. These two handles, they're more spread apart than the Heavy Grips are. And then these springs on top, which actually cause the resistance, these are a little bit more sturdy. So they don't wear out over time. I've noticed with the Heavy Grips that over time, they become a little bit easier to close. So it kind of loses some of its resistance. I have not noticed that with these Captains of Crush grippers. I've definitely used Heavy Grips a lot more, but as far as I've experienced, these Captains of Crush grippers don't wear out as fast or at all, as far as I've noticed. So I recommend these to anyone who's into fitness, anyone who's into wrestling or bodybuilding or weightlifting, or someone that works a physical job like I do, or just someone that wants a good challenge, because they come in various weights. This is the number 2, like I keep saying, but this is pretty hard to close. Most people aren't going to be able to close this. Most people might be able to close like the number 1 Captain's a Crush or the trainer version, but I'm a little bit more experienced with grip training. There's a lot of technique with how to set the thing in your palm, and there's different things like that, but it really just takes practice. And like I was saying, I just really like these for people that are on the go, people that are involved in fitness, wrestling, MMA, weightlifting. It's a really good on the go challenge. And you can sit on the couch and use these. You can be watching TV. You can even be driving down the road if you have kind of a lighter gripper that you don't need another hand to set it with. So I've used these in the car on a road trip or whatever, or if you're a passenger in the car or something like that. But anyway, guys, you get the point. And now I'll just try to show you. I'm going to try to close this gripper. I just got it a few hours ago in the mail, so I'm not very used to it, but here we go. This is the number 2 Captain's a Crush gripper. I'm just going to set it in my hand. And I don't know if I'm abiding by all the rules and whatnot as far as doing a really clean close goes, but here it goes. This is... Oh, I got really, really close. I had about an 1/8 inch to go. So I think this gripper is pretty much the sweet spot for me as far as challenge goes and ability to do it. It's not like the 2.5 where it's a little bit too challenging, but it's just right where I can pretty much barely close it without a brace, like I was showing with my thumb, without a little bit of assistance. So I think this is going to be perfect. And my goal right now is to keep using this and work up to the 2.5 gripper I have. So I'll let you guys know what happens. I'll let you guys know what my progress is. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video to give you guys a little bit different content. I'm a pretty diverse guy. I don't really fit into any box. I do construction, I'm into fitness, I'm into metaphysics, I'm into philosophy, I'm into a lot of different things. So the point of this channel is really just to show you guys what I'm doing in my life and what works for me. And this is just one little gadget I wanted to show you. I definitely recommend these to anyone out there who wants to try this out. But I don't know if I'd recommend the number 2 because this is pretty tough to close. I would say start with maybe the trainer or the number 1. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great night.